Hey everyone, it's John and happy holidays. I bet that by now you're just about in 2020 and you're looking forward to the decade ahead. I'm sure you and your team have spent countless hours working on your vision for the next few years and working on the strategy for the next 12 months and beyond. And today I really want to just take the time to remind you to stay on course. You know, it's so easy to grab onto the tactic of the week and to pursue something that you feel is going to help you to grow quickly. And nowhere is this more prevalent than in marketing. And it's something that I refer to as a random act of marketing. So when your brother-in-law tells you that you need to be tweeting more, or the sales team walk in and say, hey, we've seen a great opportunity in this industry, let's add a whole lot of pages to the website. Or maybe a marketing executive is coming in saying, TikTok, we got to be on TikTok. We got to go out there and create a profile and start posting on TikTok. These are all tactics of the week, random acts of marketing. And I want to challenge you to stay away from these in 2020. I want to challenge you in 2020 to put strategy before tactics. So I know that generating leads is critical. And you want to bring a new business and it's part of your plan. But so many of the companies that I encounter who are struggling with growth, who are struggling to get traction, to get their businesses to the next level, don't have a plan, don't have a strategy, don't have a vision. So if you've put the time in and you've worked on that vision, you've worked on that strategy the last few months, then great. But now make sure that you're kind of trickling it down to the rest of the team, that your marketing team is building a strategy, that your sales team is building a strategy. And if you're one of those owners who hasn't done this yet, if you haven't worked on your vision and you haven't figured out where your business is going, if you haven't worked on your goals for the next year, for the next few years, then you aren't going to move forward at the pace that you want to move. You know, Sun Tzu put it best. Strategy without tactics is the slowest route to victory. But tactics without strategy is the noise before defeat. And, you know, whenever I read this, I kind of imagine this disorganized army with armor everywhere and tin and no training coming up against a well-organized army who has a vision of how they're going to conquer, how they're going to take control. And you can just kind of imagine what happens when this rebel meets a really well-organized army. So take the opportunity to get ahead of the competitors and think very clearly about what your overall business strategy is and what your marketing strategy is. And then make sure that your marketing team is not pursuing random acts of marketing or the tactic of the week. Creating a video. Where does that video go? How does it fit into the strategy? Launching a podcast. Where does the podcast go? How does it fit into the strategy? You know, refreshing the website, putting out more tweets, creating a blog post for SEO purposes for a specific topic that doesn't align with your overall content creation. Be very careful to avoid pursuing these random acts of marketing that they're going to come up all the time from all angles. So as I said, this year, I want to challenge you to create a strategy and stick to it. And a strategy is not a goal. You know, we're going to become the market leaders in cloud optimization. That's kind of a loose goal. You know, a strategy is more like, to do that, we'll carve out a narrow niche and dominate that niche. So it's how you're going to get to that goal. And that means defining who your ideal client is. It means figuring out how you differentiate yourself from all the competition. And it means developing a clear explanation of how you're going to dominate that space. So it's really about building a strategy and then the tactics and the plan that go with that strategy and executing the tactics. So once you've got your strategy in place, and I'm going to say this again, there are so many business owners, entrepreneurs out there who just ignore the whole sort of vision and strategy and pursue tactics. Don't be one of those this year. Don't be one of those this decade, because it will make the difference between success and just kind of spinning the wheels all the time. So the second thing I need you to do is I need you to get your marketing and your sales team aligned. They need to be working together. They need to all be on the same page. Again, I can't tell how often I walk into a business and the sales team are kind of going off in one direction and the marketing team are going off in another direction, and nobody's coming together in this sort of core strategy and executing that together. So your sales team has maybe got no strategy, and the marketing team has. The marketing's going off down in a direction, and sales is all over the place, kind of bouncing around and saying, well, let's pursue that today and let's go after that tomorrow, and running over to marketing saying, oh, we need a strategy for this. And that's where those random acts of marketing are going to come from. Or the sales team has a very clear strategy. They know the target accounts they're going after. But marketing has no idea how they're going to do that. Oh, let's do a bit of Twitter over there, and let's try and engage them over here. Maybe let's put a video out that talks to that market. Bring these two teams together and make sure that they have a very clear plan on how they're going to succeed and how they're going to execute that plan. Then once that's together, communicate the plan. Make sure you communicate your marketing plan going forward. So you need everyone in the company to know what marketing's up to and what marketing's doing. There need to be measurable goals. And marketing and the rest of the business needs to believe that the goals that marketing has set are possible, that they are realistic and be achieved, and that they're actually aligned with your strategy. So get the sales and marketing teams aligned. Get your plan down and communicate the plan very succinctly, or communicate it to everybody in the organization. And when it comes to the plan for like the next 12 months, you think about using themes on a quarterly or monthly basis. So maybe, your first theme is around building thought leadership material. You've defined your niche and you know that you want to dominate in that space. Marketing may need to work with sales and customers and your existing customers to build out the thought leadership material. And that's what your first theme is about for the first quarter, perhaps, just getting that material together. Then in the second quarter, you could be supporting, or marketing could be supporting sales to get the material in front of the key targets. So you've got your ideal customers. Your sales team has defined a top 50 list that they want to go after, and inside each of those top 50 accounts, they have a number of contacts. Marketing can then support sales through something like an account-based marketing plan to get the right material in front of the right people. And the two are working together to close down new business. So, strategy before tactics, align sales and marketing team, communicate the plan and be very clear on what it is that you're doing. And finally, above all else, what this is all about, stick to the plan. Marketing's a long game. No matter how much you read about hacks and hackathons, about hacks and hypergrowth and the temptation of trying some of those things out and shifting your whole strategy during the year to try to hack that was successful for another company somewhere else. Avoid those. There were all these H words that came out some time ago, and the hacks and the hackathons and the hypergrowths and all that. Stay away from H words. Play the long game. Avoid the hacks. But sure, leave space in your plan to experiment. You may read about something or find something that genuinely looks interesting. Make sure you got a bit of space to experiment with that, but don't jump all over the place with the tactic of the week or the random act of marketing. So, happy holidays. All the best into the new year. I'll probably speak to you one more time before then. And I'd love to hear your comments on this as usual. Put them down below. Let's have a conversation. And don't forget to subscribe, one of the sides or the other up here.